Starting on the Valiant AM radio, let's see what we can find out. Hi, good morning YouTube, here with you on a Friday morning. I am, it is 11:41 in the morning. The radio is on the bench in front of me. I'm going to be showing you some stuff here that I found already. Nothing, I do have some, I'll call them radio sounds coming out of the radio, well actually the signal tracer. I'll show you that in just a second. I did find a couple of problems. For one, well, let me get into the other camera and we'll take a look at this a little bit closer. So, hang with me. All right. Well, what you see there in front of you is the radio. See if I can get a little closer in on this. I think you can see. I think you can see what I'm looking at. Basically right here is a place that is loose. You can see that moving, I think. Now if I take my signal tracer probe and put it right between those two spots, this is where I get my radio noise, and let me demonstrate that right now. Turn the, I'm on RF on the probe. Now you can hear it. So I'm actually getting radio noises out of it. No stations. This is probably where my local station should be in this area. So that would be our first order of business, is to fix this spot here that's loose. You can see what happens. So, also the other problem, I've got the screw out of the case in here. Neither one of these screws were present for the variable capacitor, so I need to find a couple of screws to fit in that and to make sure this is grounded, and that's first order of business. So let me get that done and we'll come back and try to see what else we can find out with this radio. Alright, back once more. I have the part here soldered. It's still a little bit loose there, but that's just a tab sticking up. I think it soldered to this pin right here on the capacitor and goes over this way. And this was broke here, this trace. It's hard to see in the naked eye and stuff, I understand, but there where the silver solder is where, or where the shiny solder is where I patched that. And I do get using the signal tracer, if I press here and tune the capacitor a little bit, I can get some words coming out of the speaker, but they're very garbled. And of course I think it's because of where I'm at on the circuit. And I've also, now this is a transistor here, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 over here is transistors. I can get the same thing in this area, so I figure it's at least getting this far. So what I'm going to do, I think, turn this over, there's a capacitor right there, there's one right there, and there's one right there. I think I'm going to go ahead and replace those and just see then what I have. If it's not any better at all, then I'll probably start looking at the transistors. But like I said, that's those are good places to start, and it does have some sort of life to it, so it's not completely dead. I keep forgetting to turn that off. And the battery, I did check the battery, Don. It is 9 point something. It was over 9 volts, so it's a good battery. Of course, that was no load to it, but still, it's bringing in the signal. So, and I did manage to find a couple of odd-looking screws, they're the right size. Now this is the one out of the case, but I think I can fit another one into here where this came out of. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's where it came out of right there. I'm pretty sure I can find another one to fit that, because I had a couple that would fit, but they were just too long. So I think I can, you know, wash them down or something to get it to work. And really not too much more to this, just the one screw that I can tell, and I think the rest of it just sort of sits in there. The speaker is absolutely loose. It needs to be glued back in, I think. But like I said, everything works. It's a matter of getting it like it's supposed to be, I guess, is what the best way to say it is. Alright, so what we're going to do is replace those capacitors, and we'll come back and see if there's any improvement. Alright, back with you once more. I have the capacitors all changed out. I have these two here are just sticking up above the trace. I haven't actually put them in. They're electrically correct. And the other one is in the right here. It's in correctly. I'm going to do these later. I just wanted to see real quick if it made any difference. It made absolutely no difference. I get that little squealing at a certain spot on the dial, which I'm sure is the local station, but that's about it. So what I'm going to have to do is kind of trace it down from there and you know, follow that path from where I'm getting a signal to the next spot, which I think is an IF transformer, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong on that. I think it just that's just the converter, and I think that's all it is. But you know, I'm going to take a break now. It's about 6 minutes after 2. My granddaughter is supposed to pick me up after she picks Kylie up, and we will go to Walmart and pick up my black web dash cam and some other items that I need. And so that will happen, and probably this evening sometime I'll come back to this and go ahead and put those back in like they're supposed to be, and then try to trace it out a little bit more and see what I can find. These little wires here are really delicate. I've already soldered them back once, and they're just about ready to break again, so I need to either replace those or something. But anywho, for right now, that'll do, I guess. Alright, you guys, I'll probably go ahead and make a video out of this. You guys have a pleasant day. Thanks for watching, and we will see ya.